I just bought a 2017 Infiniti Q60 twin turbo all-wheel drive for 3,500 bucks. It may look too good to be true, but you know me, I am the eternal optimist. It's got a matte black finish on the outside, it's got the white leather interior on the inside, and it's currently covered in enough dust to look like a barn find. But don't be fooled, she's only got 46,000 miles on her. This car is barely broke in. She's coming all the way from Washington, D.C., probably thinking she's coming here to retire, but no, 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 no. She's about to get a second life.
Oh my gosh, it's here! I come in on a Monday morning and I got a present sitting for me here in the shop. And why I say a present is it's in the shop. How did this car get here? Like, this thing is an in-op. It doesn't run, it doesn't light up. And yet, here it is. Oh gosh, it's got fingerprint dust all over it. The door opened, the window's down. Somebody's been doing something. There's no key. Sailing, how did this thing get in here?
What, did it come in on Saturday?
Yeah.
How'd it get inside the shop?
I put a screwdriver in the main fuse.
You gotta be Oh, it just had a blown main fuse, that's it. And it started. God, that's great. Can I start it now?
Yeah, you can start it.
Let's hear this thing. Okay. Because you still got the screwdriver jammed in there? You soldered it?
I soldered it.
It's like a kid in a candy store. Oh my gosh. That thing sounds awesome. Lit up like a Christmas tree, but it sounds awesome. I can't believe it. Man, the thing sounds great.
There's a cover here too.
Yeah, this cover's missing. I wonder if they're in the back.
Well, it's,
Maybe. Ah, that looks like our core support cover right there. Bam. That's nice. Save about 100, 150 bucks. But no engine cover. My gosh, this thing looks like I don't know how you spend money doing this to your car. You can tell it's some kind of blue silver color originally. And then they've gone, oh, you know what? I got really bad news. This isn't a rat.
yeah, it's a rat.
I agree, it's like peeling off that fender, but look here, it's clearly sprayed on. But look, you got overspray. There's no line where the wrap starts. Some hybrid wrap. And this is all sprayed on. Oh my gosh, the body shop guys are gonna wanna kill me. If they gotta repaint this whole car. This seems like a good job for my son, Max. Put his ass on this thing for about 3 or 4 days. Well, that's a heartbreaker. I'm excited the car starts, but man, the fact that this car has been rattle canned, that is a huge downer. Removing the wrap's a big job, but not that big of a job, 1,500 bucks. Repainting this entire car, now that's a big expense. In the meantime, you wanna hook up your scanner and see if you can clear out all those codes? Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, so good news. Joe got a new main fuse installed in the battery terminal there, and everything's lighting up and working pretty good. We took the scanner and went in and was able to clear out a bunch of the codes. The only thing we've got left is just to check engine light. We'll research that some more, see what's going on with that. So really good there. Let's see what happens and take it from there.
I'm really worried about this paint. It's got potential to be a big problem. You don't even want to know what I got. Talk about job security.
You're on camera, so I'm not gonna say what you got.
What the hell? I'm gonna bring this Infiniti over here in just a second. I need you guys to take a look at it. Yeah, try not to shoot me.
All right, let's get it over there and have those guys take a look at it. See what they think. Can't always be good news every time. All right, guys, don't yell at me at once.
I gotta hang my head on this one. I thought it was a wrap. I honestly thought it was a wrap.
I spray painted that whole thing.
Well, the good thing is it's not prepped underneath.
Yeah, clearly it's not prepped. They didn't even scuff it or remove the wax because it's just peeling right off. You know what the good news is?
What?
Max has spring break next week. Wow, look at that. You're able to just roll it up with your thumb or with your palm like that. Well, Nate's got a bunch of experience with off. Maybe he'd be the man for this job. Using your hands. Rubbing his hands. Oh yeah. That's why your right arm's so much bigger than your left.
What did he say?
Okay. All right, guys. Well, shoot. Thank you. That certainly is encouraging. I'll tell you. When we started looking at this and discovered that it was painted, my heart just sank. I was like, I can't believe it. That does give me a light at the end of the tunnel. All right, Max.
I know you like playing those video games. You're gonna have to put the phone down. It's Easter break. You said you want to make some money. We have got the perfect project for you. It actually isn't the perfect project. It's gonna be a pretty big pain in your ass, but I need it done. I need your help, and I know you can do it.
All right, let's go take a look at it.
You're gonna regret those words, my son. All right, let's show them what we got. And there it is.
What the hell happened to that car?
That's actually the problem. What the hell did happen to that car? They rattle canned the entire car. So that's what I need you to do, is get this stuff off the car. You've got to peel all of this paint off. We started on it the other day, and that's when I was like, Max has Easter break coming up. This would be the perfect job for him. John was able to put some lacquer thinner on it and soften it up, but basically you just got to sit here and just rub and rub and rub.
All right.
They've got a heat gun for you. They've got some lacquer thinner. That in your hands. You just work, work, work.
All right.
For the next 3 days. Earn that keep. All right, let's see how he can do. This will be interesting. So Max has been out here working hard all day spraying on this car, and wow, man, that's pretty good. Look at that, he's got this entire side done. You still got the roof to do. This is really coming along good. So we got a more powerful pressure washer that I brought in from the house that's like 3,000 PSI, which is way better than what you were getting at the car wash. And it looks like it's really blasting it off pretty well. Man, that's awesome, Max. There might be a future. We're gonna have to make you a detailer, right?
Yeah.
Cleaning cars, painting cars. All right, well, there's still more to do, so hopefully we can get the rest of it off of there, but I like it so far. That's a big improvement. All right, let's see how it goes. Let's wrap it up.
Okay, we got it pulled into the body shop. Max got it all cleaned up. It's no longer black from the tire spray or whatever. It's back to blue. But we do have some chips of paint through this front bumper. We got a good spot here, good spot here. Down across the bottom of it, we've got some paint missing. Even across the other side, we've got paint missing. So they're gonna take this bumper off, spray it, get it all cleaned up. But they also noticed these headlights have this weird oxidation. It's worse on this one. Nate took some sandpaper to this headlight already, and it started to get some of it off. It should be a pretty simple fix for this one, and we'll be on to the next step.
We just got it back from the body shop. It's now time to do the mechanical side. I drove it home already once, and it ran pretty good, but the steering was really bad. I'm thinking it's probably got a bent inner tie rod or something, so we need to get it up in the air, figure that out. Billy's gonna go through the whole front line checklist, check out the brakes, change the fluids and filters, and see what else we got. So Billy's been a busy man, got this thing through the frontline checklist, which went pretty smoothly. We did have to put rear rotors and pads on it. We had to put front rotors and pads on it. He changed all the fluids. He found out the noise in the front end was the sway bar links. They were bad and rattling around. So he got both of those replaced. Pretty much that was all it needed. We were missing the engine cover, which Joe just found over there on the shelf. I'd ordered it off of eBay. We got that installed. It was $89. He did discover though that this headlight's not working. So we've got to get this headlight out, figure out what's going on with it. Probably swap parts back and forth with the two lights until we find out if it's the igniter or the ballast or the actual control module. Need to get these radiator covers on, which we're gonna do here shortly. And I've got a little collection of SD cards here. We're gonna see if any one of these work. If they do, we got lucky. Because these cards are about $300 or $400 from the dealer. We typically try to get them on eBay for about $100 or $150. So right now we just get an error message that says map loading. If problem persists, please confirm the SD card is inserted correctly. Well, it has no SD card. So let's see what we get. All right, that one is in. Okay, so looks like card number 1 was a bust. The nav lights here are all still grayed out. All right, card number 2. Ooh, all right, it's all grayed out. Try number 3. Abracadabra. Wallakaboom, and we've got nothing. All right, looks like we need to actually find out the right part number of the SD card and get one ordered. All right, so while we're waiting on that, in the meantime, we'll go ahead and get the front covers on, get it out on the road, do some road tests with it, see what else is going on. So the body shop finished up with getting all the little different paint off of it and really got the thing shining pretty good.
So last night, I got to drive her home, and I'll tell you what, for being a premium, this thing drives like a red sport. I mean, this thing rips. But I did find a couple problems with it. First of all, our cameraman here, Caden, had to come rescue the car out of my driveway because it has no headlights. Both left and right headlights, high beam, low beam, nothing. The marker lights work. Something with putting this new headlight in it has probably blown a fuse or who knows what. So we got to look into that. The alignment is just way off. The steering wheel's like this. We need to get it over to Goodyear, get an alignment. And lastly, the air conditioning isn't working quite right. The vents on the passenger side, both ice cold, but the vents on the driver's side are just like room temperature, coming out about 70 or 72 degrees. And the driver's side won't go hot or cold. So I believe there's a blend or actuator or something going on there. So Joe needs to do a little bit of diag on it, and then I get to take this beast out on a midnight run. So I got to drive the twin turbo coupe home last night, tearing up the back roads, going up to my house. This little baby GTR is a fun car. But regardless, the alignment's off. I dropped it at Goodyear first thing this morning. I was hoping to just get the alignment done and be finished with it, but they just brought it back over and said it's got a bent control arm somewhere. So I need to get the thing up in the air, figure out what's bent, get some parts ordered, right? So, get it up. All right, so they told me it was a front control arm, and I tried crawling underneath it, but I didn't really see anything. And they're cast alloy control arms, so they don't bend. Usually what we run into, it's all loader damage from Copart. So you've either got a bent inner tie rod on the front, because the inner tie rods are right here where the forks are. Sometimes the forks will go up and bend your inner tie rods. Or we have bent lower control arms in the back. So it didn't make sense, the front control arms. I don't see anything there, and I immediately see a bent lower control arm right here in the back. That side's fine. So this is what they're talking about. We need a left rear lower control arm. So I'll get one of those ordered. Hopefully we can grab one from KOI or AutoZone, get that thing on there real quick, get it back over, get this thing aligned, because it ain't making me any money sitting here. I want to get this thing to detail today. Look what I got. They got it done. We got that control arm on there. That took care of everything. They were able to get the alignment. She's all straightened up now. So we got another one headed off to detail. The Q60 is back from detail, and she is looking better than ever. What a transformation this car has made over the last couple months. From showing up here, having been rattle canned with plastic dip all over the entire car. I mean, it was on the trim, it was inside the doors, around the trunk. Detail has got it looking good, shining up nice. Got this original blue paint back, and this car has the two things that everybody's looking for. It's got that first turbo, and it's got the second turbo. So it's not gonna last long over at the sales lot. Let's take a look at the numbers. What a neat project that Boost God was. Getting to see its transformation from the day that it showed up here to now shining in all of its glory, headed off to the sales lot. So now, let's look at the numbers. By the time I paid all the Coparts fees, the car ended up being $3,650. And we spent $550 getting it transported here from the capital city. But the labor, oh man, that labor. Max, child labor just isn't the way it used to be. We ended up having $2,970 in labor, but that's nothing compared to the parts. We had $1,000 in all new tires. We had front and rear brakes and rotors. We had a new windshield. We had a $1,500 headlight. Our parts were $5,020. The detail wasn't bad, $375. So by the time we were all said and done, got $12,570 into the car, which isn't bad, except the days on market. On this car, even though it's got the twin turbo and the all-wheel drive, we still have a 96-day supply of this car. What? That, combined with the fact that it's already mid-July and it's a sports car, means I'm starting it at a rate price, sale price. Need to get rid of this thing. We're gonna start it at 75% of market. Prices us at $18,500 and gives us a contribution margin of $6,000, which isn't anywhere near what I was thinking we were gonna get out of this car, but it's still a good number. It'll help out with the bottom line, and we got another one out the door. Thanks for watching to the end. If you like this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm Matt Ryan, and this was another episode of Northern Kentucky Auto.